Greetings, everyone. Your favorite's back, and I'm here to talk to you about Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained, starring Christoph Waltz, Jamie Foxx, and Leo DiCaprio. uh, I remember when I first saw this movie in theaters, and I loved it. This is one of my favorite. This is definitely in my favorite Tarantino movie range. If I were to like give you my list, this is definitely at the top because I love it. For a Tarantino movie, it has everything you want. Amazing cast, electric, captivating performances, over the top violence that is just it's cartoony, but it's so much fun to watch. Uh, got a good story. Of course, this whole thing is Jamie Foxx plays this slave Django, who is freed by Christoph Waltz, and throughout the course of the movie, they develop a friendship. And Waltz takes him under, and Waltz is a bounty hunter, and he takes Django under his wing. And then story progresses. We find out Django has a wife who is currently a slave at for Leo DiCaprio's character, and pretty much the rest of the movie is them trying to get his wife and free her from Leo. Well, that's just like the general gist of it. But this movie has the plot is whatever. But this a Tarantino movie is not about plot. It's about characters and the character interactions and the bantering that goes on between the characters. And that's always been Tarantino's strong point. To me, Tarantino was never much of a plot structuring person. You know what I mean? His strongest suit is just putting his actors, camera, dialogue, do what you do best, which is act. And pretty much every single person of the main cast has good chemistry. I am not a big Jamie Foxx guy. I don't really care for him, but he and Waltz developed a really good chemistry. Of course, Waltz. Christoph Waltz is Christoph Waltz. I think Christoph Waltz is amazing. He's an amazing actor. But and I give Jamie a lot of credit. He holds his own in his scenes with Waltz, and They really have a good rapport with each other. When you get to Leo's character, and Leo plays this flamboyant slave named Calvin Candy, and his plantation is called Candyland, and his bantering with and his bantering with Waltz and his interactions with Django are also pretty good too. And then you get to Samuel L. Jackson, who's also in this movie, who pretty much plays an 80-year-old version of himself, and he's just fucking hysterical. It's Samuel L. Jackson. He's good in everything he does. So what if he plays the same guy? It's Samuel L. Jackson. The guy has kinetic energy. Every time Jackson's on screen, you're gonna be laughing because he's just so good at what he does. As just playing the angry black man, the generic character, whatever. But Sam pulls it off, and it's always good. Now, Django also has a lot of controversy because of its subject matter, and to this I have to say, so what? Really, so what? He's not glorifying slavery in the movie. He's really not. It's like it's depicted, but he's not dwelling on it. You know what I mean? He's not like dwelling on the abuse these like he shows the abuse that they took, but it's mostly from the point of view of Django and the abuse that Django took because it's his character. But Tarantino doesn't go every plantation they visit. Tarantino does not go to every plantation they visit in the film. Tarantino is not going to show you the abuse of what these people went through. He's not going to exploit that. So people should be easing off a little bit because he's not disrespecting those people that were slaves hundreds of years ago, and pretty much pissing all over what they went through by exploiting it and shoving it in your face. No, he's not doing that whatsoever. He's telling his story from the point of view of the character. You're seeing the abuse that the character went through. You're seeing the abuse that the character's wife, Hildy, went through. You're not seeing the abuse of the other slaves, so it's not being thrown in your face. I mean, like, yeah, one maybe you get a couple of scenes of maybe of like one of the slaves getting out of control and someone's going to get whipped, but he's not going to dwell on it because it only happens once. And before anything happens, Django comes to the rescue and starts beating the shit out of the guy and pretty much kills two of them, and Waltz kills the other one. So it's all good. So it's like, yeah, so like I understand the controversy, but at the same time, ease off a little bit. He's not supporting slavery. He's being timely. This movie was set in an era where slavery was as normal as anything else in the world was back then. And the explicitive of the N word is also overused in the movie. Again, this is an era, this takes place in the 1800s. Saying that word was like saying hello. It was a common word to say back then. They said it more than they would say hello. So, if anything, he's being historically accurate. Anyway, Django to me, solid 9 out of 10. I love it. Cast is great. Story is, simple but effective. The banter between the actors is fantastic. Performances are top notch. Christoph Waltz deservedly and justly got his Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor because when you watch this movie, Waltz is the best. Waltz is amazing. Jamie Foxx puts in an A performance. Leo DiCaprio is always good as good as always. Kerry Washington, who I didn't talk about, but she had a couple scenes, but she was good for what she was. I got a crush on Kerry Washington. I think she's a very very good looking woman. Call me Kerry. And of course, you got like the sub characters like Walton Goggins, who was fun, always fun to watch, and you got cameos by like Michael Parks, who's always good in anything he does, even if it's short cameo, because Michael Parks, he's fucking amazing. Anyway, that is my thoughts on Django Unchained. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll check you next time.